Hello Internet, this is going to be a new type of video. My theory of how Game of Thrones is gonna end. Wait, let me just tell you that massive spoilers are coming. The spoilers are coming. This is my theory of how Game of Thrones is gonna end. Let's get right into it. So let's sit back and enjoy. Jon Snow, I think he is obviously the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. He's been through a lot. He was the bastard son of Ned Stark. We think his mother's a Targaryen. It's more or less we're waiting for George R.R. Martin and the new series to come out to practically confirm this. But we all know that he is half Stark, half Targaryen. Ned Stark did lose the fight against the Targaryens, but obviously his friend jumped in. Now Snow is a reject. He was rejected. He always felt like an outsider to the Stark family, and that's where he found his hope in the Night's Watch. He has had a troubled past and whole life, but he's gonna find, how can I say, sense in being Warden of the North. And the White Walkers are coming. So, let's get into the next part of this. And here we are, we're still talking about Snowy, but we don't actually know his parents' true origin, but we did get a sneak peek kind of into it. We kind of know he's Targaryen, like I mentioned, but in a minute I'm gonna throw up a kind of a timeline. Let me just wait. There it is. We've got Catelyn, Eddard. Oh, I think I said Ned Stark before, but I meant Ed. There's the kind of religion of them, like the whole the family line. Sorry, but the White Walkers are gonna come and devastate everyone. Like I said, Dany's gonna come with the dragons and most likely demolish them. Snow will be fighting alongside her, but still, Cersei's still on the Iron Throne. She's gonna get override because obviously Targaryens are coming on over the Narrow Sea, and either Jon or Dany is going to get back onto the Iron Throne. But then there's going to be ice and fire. But let's just take a minute to talk about ice and fire. So I think obviously they're all going to band together to kind of destroy the White Walkers. There's going to be a lot of death and casualties, but eventually Daenerys is going to take the throne, and the rest of the population in King's Landing, she might turn like her father. Obviously the Mad King. Let me throw a picture up of him in a minute, and we'll get right into that anyway. But let's just take a good 45 seconds to talk about the Mad King and Daenerys. See, Daenerys is going to, I personally think, after the war's over, Daenerys is going to be like the Mad King. She's going to want people dead. Game Theory did a big, Film Theory did a big thing on this, and I think it's going to come true. And Jon Snow is going to be kind of the side of Daenerys along with Tyrion. Tyrion is going to say, "You're like your father," and Jon's going to be wary of this, and something is going to happen to Daenerys Targaryen. And that's something, personally, I think Daenerys is going to become her father in and out. Daenerys will have the throne, but Jon will have to be how can I say, the Kingslayer. He is going to have to kill Daenerys Targaryen, but a lot of the world will love her at the time, but not anymore. Snow will have to kill Daenerys to save the Seven Kingdoms. Don't get me wrong, I love the theory that these two are going to get together, they're going to love each other, but I remember George R.R. Martin said something, the guy who did the books, he just don't know about 7 books, of Game of Thrones. He said the ending, not a lot of people's gonna like. It's gonna be bittersweet. If I'm totally honest, that's how this is sounding. But personally, Jon might then have the throne. And Jon's a good leader. Like, he commanded the wildlings, all that, to help to fight the White Walkers, and got the Night's Watch to let them through into Westeros, not beyond the wall. So he is a natural born leader. He is Targaryen, and he's Stark in his blood. But the end is coming. What are we going to do when Snow has the throne? A lot of people around him are most likely going to die. He's going to be sad. He's just going to live. He's just going to rule. And we don't know. Snow might become like the Mad King as well, because obviously he has Targaryen blood. But for me, I doubt that. But where is this going to leave the other characters, like Bran? I think Bran, there's a lot of theories like he's a time traveler, but I think Bran is going to maybe die in the White Walkers, or just he's going to live, because it might just be they kill Daenerys, Jon Snow, Bran, Arya, and all of that. I'm just going to live. I'm going to live happy ever after. But for me, for a show that kills people, I don't think that's going to happen. And Arya has just killed the people who killed her father. Not her father, Robb, sorry, her brother. So Arya's just going to be teleporting around, killing people that she doesn't like, basically. But where is this going to leave everything? I personally think it's just going to leave Jon on the throne, and him ruling the Seven Kingdoms. That's how I think the Game of Thrones is going to end. But just had to put this in there. Hold the door! But guess what, guys? It's just my opinion. So, none of you get offended by my opinion. But let's just wrap it up. Jon Snow is going to fight against the White Walkers with Daenerys Targaryen. Daenerys is going to get like the Mad King. Jon's going to kill her. Jon's going to rule with his dire wolf and Bran and Arya. And that's how I think it's going to end. So peace, guys.